I will be there in 7 minutes. 8 if there's resistance. 9 if the resistance is carrying bolters. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most interesting characters of the Night Lord's Legion, right there, Iago Sevatorian, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, but I think the Primarch, Conrad Cruz, gets most of the credit for being interesting and edgy and having cool quotes and stuff, but that guy actually right up there with him. Anywho, welcome back to the Imperium of Man, the Helcian sector, and we have some problems. We're dealing with piracy, but also dealing with a war over here, but the war's pretty much over. We're primarily dealing with piracy right now. Here's the thing, though. I found a way to deal with it. And, you're not going to like it. I don't like it. But, it is the best way to deal with it. And the best way to deal with piracy is, well, the root cause of piracy, right? It's trade. Piracy exists because trade exists. In other words, these systems have pirates in them because there's something to raid. The trade ships going from here to the capital. How do we remedy that? We remove the trade. We can't remove the pirates because the base piracy value is 18 now. And as you can see, the piracy effect is 19, despite the current piracy being 1. I feel like this is bugged and this shouldn't be like that. I feel like base protection shouldn't be able to go below 0. But never mind. Basically, if I were to have trade in all of these places, I wouldn't get any money. Like, from here to here, by the time it reached Helcian system, there wouldn't be any money at all. We can have trade from here to there because it's direct and there's no room for piracy, right? There's no systems in between. It's from one spaceport to the next right there. There's nowhere to intercept the ships. But everywhere else, piracy galore. And the primary problem, as you can see with piracy, is this. That they set up pirate bases in the middle of your system. So, what I've decided is to just remove trade. I've cut all trade lanes and completely suspended civilian traffic. Well, technically not civilian traffic. Science ships can still go and all of that, and resettling is still a thing. You can, colony ships can move out, and you can move civilians from planet to planet. But currently, we have completely and utterly suspended all trade. And as you can see, the amount of credits we're making has not changed in the slightest. It is what it is. Like I said, when piracy was so complete and disastrous, it couldn't get any worse. So, yeah, there we go. Now all we need to do is... Pirate station raided. Right, yes, good, excellent, glorious even. Now what we need to do is we need to find a way to remove all of the piracy. From the systems where it's currently present. And the way we do that is we just station ships there for a while. And that'll do it, right? Except it's not currently doing it everywhere, but it will happen, don't worry. It'll just take a while to update and all that. So, there we go. Also, our energy income just went down by quite a bit, once again. It's not ideal. We're going to struggle with energy. I did do the planet micromanaging off camera, so that won't be an issue for this video. But yeah.
Communications have been established with an alien empire.
God, you look terrifying and yet kind of cool at the same time. And also disgusting because they're Xenos, but you get the idea. Alright, the patrol fleets of the two sectors are going to be invaluable for keeping the peace, and they will allow the battle fleets to, well, first and foremost, just focus on the wars, but secondarily also stay in mothball. Because, yeah, this is going to reduce our upkeep by a fair bit, and we can just station our ships there, and that'll help with the energy crisis that we're experiencing. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, for the time being, though, we are bombing the living snot out of all of this, and I mean, I think we have, like, way more bombardment because of our traits and everything, which is pretty interesting. We've discovered blue lasers just from scavenging places. That's pretty interesting and funny. Alright. Good. So, I mean, not good, but it is what it is. Right, so now what? Now, I think we end this war, or just about. Let's see, can I make a claim for another system? I can. It's going to be ridiculously expensive, though, so I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to save my influence, yeah? So, let's keep bombing this place. Then, Battle Fleet Armageddon, which is over here, can attack these guys.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
There we go, we've learned how to clear those tile blockers. First League Filing Office. Yeah, it's the one that's ridiculously expensive, I remember, from last time. Let's go with Fleet, Academy, and Fleet Academy Starbase Building, Empire Modifier, +1 leader capacity. What, for each Starbase Building? Naval Office is the main thing we want from here, but yeah. Alright, interesting. So, we've taken out the new Mystic Order. We can now reinforce and repair these things. The ships. Piracy's still rampant in most systems. Are we at least eliminating it in places that... Yeah, we are. Okay, for example, see, it's gone here. Yeah, so this is basically the idea. We move these ships from place to place, and they completely neutralize the piracy therein, right? It's going to take some time, but yeah. Of course, the moment we replug all of the trade lanes, the exact same problem is going to appear again, and it's going to be infinite piracy once more, but we're not going to replug all of that until we get rid of the trait, which I don't know if it's going to be possible. It should be, but I don't know for sure. I genuinely don't. Alright. Our fifth and final statecraft. Tradition, and then we get to pick another Ascension slot. And this one... Well, what's it going to be? Become the Crisis. I'm not very interested in this. I usually reserve this for hive mind empires, determined exterminators. Is that the word? Yeah, stuff like that. Right now, not so much. Alright, Shared Destiny, useless. Transcendent Learning. Yeah, not bad. Edict Fund. That reminds me to check edicts. I don't actually need edict funds, do I? I mean, this isn't terrible, but I can get it if I want it, and so is same like over here. I feel like this wouldn't be the worst idea to grab, and yeah, we can do it. And I guess that's fine. And everything else stays, and then we're going to get these things, eventually, once we have enough of the resources. Actually, speaking of, we can grab something right now. So, armor hit points, let's get that. And then shields as well, let's get that too. And then that's about it. Okay, there we go. So, as I said, Executive Vigor, not very interesting. Imperial Prerogative, Empire Size from Planets. We get most of it from population, so, and we will continue to have that, so not really. Mastery of Nature, I know what it is. Technology, not very useful. Technological Ascendancy, I like that a lot. And then we have Grasp the Void. Galactic Force Project, Nihilistic Acquisition, and all of these things. I think I'm going to go with the Galactic Force Project. The technology thing is useful, but kind of boring at the same time. It's just like 10% more tech. Yay. Alright. When do I exactly want to end this war? I think probably when I burn this place to the ground. And I mean, it's cruel, but yeah, I think so. And then once these guys are fully reinforced and repaired, actually, go back to the Armageddon core sector. I can't attack these just yet. They're a bit too powerful still. So go back there, and then once you're reinforced and repaired, we're gonna reignite this entire conflict. These guys have rebelled again, which is funny. They keep doing the same rebellion. Sorry, just have to respond to a text message. Alright. Apologise. Let's check out some of these claims. So, essentially, I don't want to touch these core systems that they have. I mean, I can. They're a bit out of the way, but I want to go up here because that opens up room for future expansion, yes? And with that in mind, I would like to grab as many of these as physically possible. Like so. Yeah, good, good. And then our energy income is up all of a sudden. Significantly so. Okay.
Battle debris secured.
Cool. I guess. Nah. How much damage are we doing? Not that much. I want, like... I want more. I want to bomb it until it's not a planet anymore. But we're not in a rush to end this war, essentially. They can't do anything to stop us, so... we're just sitting pretty. Research complex. Absolutely vital for our future. Then refinery worlds like this, these are going to be vital too, because we need as many of these resources as humanly possible. Oh, we also need a gene clinic though, don't worry. Haven't forgotten about those. Because I want to be swimming in those rare resources, is what I want. So that way I can upgrade buildings across the Empire without having to worry, oh, can I afford it or not? To me, that's going to be of vital importance. Now, here I want to explore this natural wormhole. Well, I want to research this and then explore the natural wormhole. And then you, I'm just going to set to repair for now. Alright. I don't know how pretty some of these places are. I keep getting negative traits on all my leaders. It's kind of upsetting, honestly. More so than anything else. I think the planet's about to break. We're about to get it to 100% devastation. The armies are completely gone, too. Actually, how much for you to surrender? Demanding unoccupied systems and unoccupied planets. Am I? Am I demanding this as well? I am, aren't I? I guess you're right. How about I just blow up your planet instead? See what I'm demanding then, eh? See who's in the right, yeah? Though I suppose it will only determine the one who is left, not the one who is right. Okay, Battlefleet Armageddon is ready. And I think at this point we just send it off to war. Pretty much, although it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to sort of have this covered as well.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Because we will be fighting on two fronts, but never mind. Alright, all these are pretty expensive, all these are useful in their own ways. I think a Starhold for now. If we get rid of this piracy trait ever, which I'm hoping will happen, it will be useful to get Starholds to deal with trade protection. Well, there we go. It's at 100% damage. I haven't broken many of the buildings. Yeah. Genuinely not causing as much damage as I thought it would. Let's go to mess and bomb that a little bit and then we'll be good. That dragon is still kind of scary, not gonna lie. Right. Armageddon patrol fleet. Here's the thing. It's also not the worst idea ever to keep the patrol fleet
Complete.
around here just to have some semblance of defense. In case, I don't know, something happens. Yeah? Like I was saying, might not be the worst idea ever. But I think we're going to be ridding ourselves of all of these pirates relatively soon. We have, what, a couple of more systems to clear out? Yeah. Alright. It's an emergency measure. I feel like we're in martial law. I mean, technically we're constantly under martial law, right? We are the Imperium of Man in some way, but what I mean is, like, this is a very, very much an emergency measure. And a drastic one, but... nothing better I could think of. Genuinely. And, it might be kind of funny, it might be kind of sad. But that's just the situation we're in right now. Or better or worse. As far as armies are concerned, we just have the regular Imperial Guard, yes? Yeah, okay.
Blocker cleared.
Oh, these guys are attacking... Huh. Really? In the middle of all of this, you want to attack someone? maybe not the smartest idea you ever had, but what can we do? Now, we are really melting these guys with the extra damage. Defeat on Kotal. We've finished clearing out the nerve gas and the dead alien bodies from the tunnel networks. Primitive cities of the aliens left behind will be demolished, of course, and replaced with our own advanced architecture. Max districts +3. As I kept saying, this place is the most interesting place in the Imperium. And it's just an agri world. It's just incredible, honestly. Just honestly incredible. Okay, so negotiate with Crime Lord. Distribute luxuries. Declare martial law. What does that do? Soldiers and stability from soldier jobs. Yeah. Don't need any of that right now, but it's good to know what options we have. I know, technically, the Battlefleet Armageddon can also do piracy clearing operations as it's going to the front lines, so that's also neat. Why is this not working? Sorry. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a problem with... Okay. Give me a second to try and fix it. It's not working as it should be, basically. If I don't know if I can explain it any better. Like, if I click on the planet, it won't select the planet, and if I select like this, it won't select anything, so... Let me try and fix that real quick. Well, there we go. I fixed it. Sorry about the jump cut. I think it was the alt-tabbing that did it. I did it a couple of times to find the quote for the episode and to set up the recording software and everything, so that might have mucked it up. Speaking of, like, if you take a look at my Steam page, or what you call it, the Steam profile, I'll have logged in like hundreds of hours into video games, alt-tabbed and not playing them. And I noticed that, like, with Stellaris, I noticed that with a whole bunch of games, but I noticed that especially with BattleBit Remastered recently, because I did a video on that a couple of days ago. More on that in a different time and topic, but basically I'm just killing time while the Battlefleet gets into position. But in this game also I've logged in like hundreds of hours, probably just alt-tabbed. Or I'll do something, I'll pause the game and I'll go and I'll make dinner or whatever and then come back. It's, yeah. Also, I'm thinking tonight I'm probably going to have some problems with the insects on my monitor. The Xeno insects trying to invade Imperial space. We're in the middle of another heat wave and I need to open the window, but there's a million insects outside. And I even have one of those meshes, like a screen, you know, to safeguard against the insects. Doesn't help. Trust me, it really, really doesn't. Alright, let's land the Imperial Guard.
Ground forces are dropping on target. Ground objective secured.
There we go, and I think that means I can just achieve all my war goals pretty much immediately. And there we go, best possible outcome. Lovely. Alright. Now, we need to go over into species and well, obviously, get rid of these things. Disgusting, look at them. Absolutely disgusting. We're actually going to process these because they're lithoids. Yeah. How about that? Okay, lovely. Let's get that done, and then obviously there is a relic world here for me to colonize. Going to be called Orphidia. Arctic world, not ideal. This one though is going to get colonized as well. Kitab, sure. Okay. And then there's just a few places left where we have a rampant piracy problem, and they're all over here. So we're pretty much dealing with that as well, and I think that's about it. As far as that is concerned, for now, though, this battle fleet needs to get into position. And we're already going to declare our second war. Oh, yes. And again, the select thing doesn't work. What the hell? Oh, does it not work because I had the trade route mode turned on and I just didn't notice? Let me check. No, it definitely wasn't that, because when I click on the planet... Yeah, it wasn't that. See, when I click on the planet, it opens the planet screen. I don't have to click on the name and click on the actual, like, physical planet. It didn't do that a minute ago, and if I click here... Oh, see, now I can do it. And yet, a minute ago, when I clicked here, it immediately jumped me to this screen. Okay, some kinks in the, whatchamacallit, but fine. Let's go over to the Fleet Manager, and then... Ship Designer, I think there's nothing to do here for us. Yes, there is. Cruiser. Alright. So, once again, Imperial... I'm not typing. Yes, I am. Imperial Navy ship classes. List of vessels. I'm getting that slow right now for some reason. Grand cruisers, battle cruisers, and regular cruisers. Okay, wow. So, they actually got this one right. Vengeance is a type of grand cruiser. But we're going to need many cruisers to fill different roles in the Navy. So, we're going to start off with... the Grand Cruiser. And the Grand Cruiser is going to have railguns on both ends. Auto upgrade. Flak batteries and a scout wing. Right, so ergo Grand Cruiser, like a type of carrier almost, right? And then reactor for extra power and an auxiliary fire control. And that is going to be our Vengeance class. Lovely. And then we're going to need a new design. This one's not going to be Vengeance. No, this one's going to be something else. Let's see. So we already have a Grand Cruiser. That was Vengeance. Let's go with a Battle Cruiser. Armageddon class. Mars class. I thought Mars was a type of battleship, but apparently not. Okay. Mars. class. This one is going to be broadside, broadside, broadside. Full on just broadsides. Yeah? Good. And for now, it's going to be just railguns because I have nothing else to put on it. But we will change that later down the line. So fire, reactor. We can't do that, can we? Okay. Well, this one will be a ship of the line. And yeah, I suppose this will do. Okay, so that was Mars. Vengeance is going to be carrier. Just update that. And then we're going to need another one. This one is going to be Armageddon, probably. Armageddon class cruiser. And this one, I'm going to put space torpedoes and fusion missiles on it. And then could make it like a torpedo cruiser. Like a full-on just torpedo cruiser. I don't know how effective that's going to be, though. I don't like that very much. No, instead, broadside here and gunship stern here. No, I don't think that's great either. I think artillery and broadside would probably be better. Yeah, that's probably going to be better. Because it is going to be a torpedo-type ship. And again, a bunch of ceramo armor, a bunch of shields. I think I can do one more. And then... ooh, we're missing one power for that. That's unfortunate. Alright. That's the Armageddon class. And then... I know 4 is a bit much, but... just out of curiosity... No, there's no point in making a 4th one. These 3 will do. Armageddon, Mars, and Vengeance class. Okay. Lovely. And are they bigger? Yeah, they are noticeably bigger. Okay, good. So Armageddon, Battlefleet Armageddon is now going to war, so I'm not going to play around with it too much. But this fleet is not going to war. This fleet is going back all the way back to the Helcian system. And this fleet is getting complete rework. And by complete, I mean all 45 of its Claymore class ships. Are getting removed. And in their place, we're putting in all 3 of these types of cruisers. And we're not putting in just a couple. Oh no. We're putting in 6 each. And that's going to be 9,000. 18 ships in total. Sorry. Just a second. Right. Have to adjust myself. That's going to be 18 ships in total. And we're going to start building them right away. All across the sector. Yeah? These fleets are going to stay as they are because they're not combat battle fleets. They're just there to... they're just there to exist, if that makes any sense. Battlefleet Armageddon, I will add one of each of these 2 of each of these. Let's go with 2. And we're going to reinforce them as well. And then somehow I have Battlefleet back in the middle of nowhere. Fine, whatever. Alright. Just so I can give them a little bit more Okay, good. Good.
Fleet action underway.
There we go. Okay, now, as far as edicts are concerned, do I want this recycling campaign thing? No. Not really. And yeah, I understand this will get more expensive as we go along, but god damn it, it's a price I'm willing to pay. Okay. I think we are ready for the next war. Conquest. Not actually manage claims. Tell you what's a good idea, to take all of these and leave a choke point here. And it's not going to cost a lot of influence either. Yeah. I think so. I think that's what we're going to do. Survivor pocket. What the hell? There's still more of them? Jesus. They're still mapping out the tunnel network below the colony. I thought we got rid of everything, but now they're still here. There are millions of frightened aliens in the city. Should our engineers collapse the cabin and finish the job? No, bring them to the surface while they shall serve us. I feel bad for them, I genuinely do. I feel so bad for them that I'm gonna make an exception to my own rule. What the hell is this? Ah, I can't. God damn it. Okay. It's chattel slavery, right? Yeah. There you go. Migration control enabled. Population control enabled. Colonization forbidden. Exempt from military service. Basic sustenance. Fine. Somehow, God knows how, below the surface of Kotal, the local government has taken pity on you and will allow you to live in the Underhive. Yeah? Don't ask how, but it happened. Because after all they've done to you, the local government feels a teeny tiny bit sorry. And they don't want to see you suffer anymore, and they didn't have it in them to finish you off, so there you go. Consider yourselves the luckiest Xenos in the Imperium. Ever. To be fair, though. To be fair. 40K is the type of universe where there's not that many Xenos. I put it to you, the Xenos in 40k are mostly incredibly hostile, murderous, and mindless. You can read about it in the Horus Heresy, and in the Horus Rising book, and then the what's after that, right? Still during the Great Campaign and everything. on the Great Crusade, most of the worlds they encounter are like that. The worlds that have humans on them, usually there's still fighting there's still plenty of slaughter, but eventually they surrender and are converted and everything's fine, eventually. Here's the thing. Here's the ever so slight issue about this. If 40k if the universe of the Imperium at large had species like this, where there's a bunch of peaceful aliens that they don't want to just murder outright, and they aren't incredibly rare and basically non-existent. I mean, other than the Tau, that's about it, right? And the Tau are so small and insignificant that oftentimes the Imperium lives in peace with them. Now, of course, the Tau have their own agenda, and they do want to take over planets from the Imperium, so kind of a moot point on one hand. On the other, not really. It goes to show that if there is a peaceful Xeno neighbour that the Imperium can use, they won't mindlessly go attack them like a hive mind would, right? Grey areas, right? Suffer not the Xeno to live, most of the time. Grey areas, yeah? There's plenty of worlds out there that trade with the Tau and work with them. And the Tau are happy about it. But, I mean, like I said, the Tau aren't exactly in a position to refuse anything, given how woefully underpowered they are, and small and insignificant in the largest political scale, but I think it sort of serves and shows a point at the same time, yeah? That, there's a little bit more nuance than just murder everything, yeah? So, there you go. At least that's my take on the Imperium and their attitudes towards Xenos. So, my point being, what I'm doing isn't exactly so unheard of, but also, not just that, also, you could argue that there's so much, especially in like the lower hive segments of most Imperial worlds, there's so much crime and so many mutants and even chaos worship, which, yes, is the Inquisition is combating that, but oftentimes there's so many people, there's so many worlds that small chaos worship is even present in those hives for hundreds of years. Sects and cults and stuff exist there for hundreds of years. And then the Inquisition will, you know... Sorry. Then the Inquisition, after a time, will be like, oh, well, we found this sect here, and, you know, woe is us. We now need to get rid of it. And they've been gathering resources and power for, like, hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, Eisenhorn deals with that all the time in the book, especially the first one. There's an entire family of nobles who are openly aligned with chaos. Well, not openly, but the entire family is, pretty much, and they're all in on it. And they've been gathering power, and they're extremely influential, and they're nobles. So, if such a thing with chaos is present, then, well, you bet your ass, were neighbours like this to exist in the Imperium, yes, some of them would sneak into the underbelly of a hive and live there in woeful conditions, always on the run from the authorities and the Arbites and all of that, but who in the hive is, who in the, you know, criminal elements and the lowest depths of a hive world isn't living like that, so there you go, right? It's also one of those things where I've argued with a friend of mine about just how realistic or unrealistic the representation of crime is in 40k, in hive worlds and stuff like that. He said that it's impossible for a hive world to exist like that because everyone's living in abject poverty, and well, not everyone, the upper classes aren't, but the majority of the people live in poverty and stuff, and most of them steal. And he goes, well, that doesn't make any sense. If there is one thing and you steal it, there is still one thing. The society cannot survive just off of theft because there's nobody to steal from, right? And they obviously don't steal from the rich, so they can't steal from each other because they have nothing already to begin with. It doesn't make sense. And yes, to an extent, a lot of books tend to overemphasize this poverty and crime and stuff in Hives for stylistic effect, I would almost argue. It's not like that, but there are also good authors that understand the economics of a hive and how there is a middle class, right? I think this is very important. You cannot have crime and you cannot have abject poverty if there isn't a middle class, because if there isn't a middle class, everyone just starves to death, right? You need people to steal from. You need victims of the crime, and the victims of the crime can't be poorer than the perpetrators of the crime. At least when it comes to small theft and petty crimes that are present in you know, the poorer areas of a hive. So there you go. I mean, just some authors understand that and represent that. Some not so much. But yeah, I think it's just worth mentioning, if nothing else. Okay. Let's send you off to research stuff if there is anything. Which, yeah, apparently there is. And you as well. You're gonna go to the same place. Yeah. That's alright. Well, actually, no, it's not. You. Up there. Now. Okay. And I think that is gonna be it as far as our preparation is concerned. Is there a planet there? I think there is. Yeah, I want to build that. I'm going to bring that Imperial Guard over. Okay, 2 more systems with piracy before we are finished with the issue once and for all. And we're not doing too badly, economically speaking, either. Certainly could be better, certainly could be worse. All things considered, I'm fairly happy with the way things are going. Okay. The cruisers still haven't arrived. I want to wait until the cruisers arrive. And then, once that happens, I think we can begin this war properly. And these guys look like they've succeeded in their rebellion. So, congratulations. I'm glad to see it. You've weakened my opponent for me. Okay, there we go. And I reckon we're just about ready to begin fighting. Once again, how much power do we have here? 2.4 thousand, 5,000. That'll do. This will hold. Stuff over here, no, but this place will hold. And it'll be nice if I can take this choke point and hold it. I'll tell you what, fortunes favour the warship. Get over there. You're also going to help defend that station. And I think I'm going to cut the video here. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Off camera, I'm just going to prepare a little bit more for this war and get some of the stuff ready. And then next episode we're going to start off with our beautiful cruisers rolling into some filthy Xeno and mutant territory for us to take. So stay tuned for that. Until then though, have fun, take care, and bye-bye. Oh, and do, you know, as always, leave a like and a comment or a subscription down below if you enjoy the series. Haven't done so already, and want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce here. It helps the channel out quite a bit, and yeah, I highly would appreciate it. That's about it, though. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.